The 100 meters is where legends are made. In this video, we compare the rise of Alana Reid with the dominance of Elaine Thompson-Herah. From early acceleration to top-end speed under pressure, this is a deep breakdown of two performances that define different levels of sprinting excellence.
9-2 winner of the Boys and Girls Championships in Jamaica. Another outstanding favorite lines up in lane number 5.
Confirmation of the list, Shatalia Dorset, silver medalist at the under-17 level last year in lane 1. Lane 2, Giolina Downdy in the under-17 final last year as well. Christelle Martindale of Barbados in 3. Sana Frederick, Trinidad and Tobago 4. The favorite, Alana Reid, Jamaica 5. Alexis James, Jamaica 6. Lanika Locker, Antigua and Barbuda in 7. And the second Bahamian in the lineup, Amari Pratt.
No Adeja Hodge, that's unfortunate. And James and Frederick have qualified comfortably. Frederick looking very strong at the end of her races. She's 4.95 lane number 4 from Trinidad and Tobago.
Love the look of Frederick. Can't sleep on her. But Alana Reid is class.
In the field too, Chantalia Dorset, second in the under-17s last year to Hodge, has made it to the final under 20 in her first year in the group.
Under 20 girls 100 final. Lane 4, Sana Frederick, Trinidad and Tobago. 11:52 to get into this final. Second fastest, 11:54. Alana Reid in her semi-final, but she was cruising from about 50 meters out.
That was a stroll. She'll go faster now in the final.
Under 20 girls 100 final. Off they go. Alana Reid got up well for Jamaica. Reid goes to the front. Alana Reid in control. Alexis James tries to go with her. She can't. Alana Reid blows the field away. 10:94 on the clock. 11:17 it has been adjusted to. Alana Reid produces a super performance. And outside of the controversial record on the books, 11:03 by Aileen Bailey and Tamika Clark, this is the fastest we've seen electronically timed in the history of the CARIFTA Games. Alana Reid strikes gold. Jamaica finishes 1-2.
This is a super season for Alana Reid. Big double at Boys and Girls Championships, and here unprecedented hurried in the 100 final. James, World Junior 100 hurdles second placer, second here, and Jamaica goes 1-2. Frederick a little further back in the pack, can have a great run, but Reid on top and in charge.
Get another look at it to confirm the bronze medalist. The Bahamians with 2 in the final. Frederick of Trinidad and Tobago favored to have a medal here. The Jamaicans tearing away, and Frederick came through to take bronze for Trinidad and Tobago. And there you have it. Negative 1.0 meters per second, the wind speed as well.
In the individual event, and gold in the 4x100 meters relay. She goes in 3. In 4, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price. Silver in Tokyo to go with the 2 gold medals from Beijing and London. 34 years old, 10:63 she ran early this year. Kerry Richardson, 21 years old, the new kid on the block, all hair and flair. Wasn't in Tokyo. A 1-month suspension for a recreational drug, keeping her out of the games, but she's been very active, both on the track and on social media. She has a point to prove here in 5. Next to her, the double Olympic champion, Elaine Thompson-Herah, retained her 100 and 200 meter titles, 10:61, the second fastest in history. Marie-Josée Tarlou, yet again fourth, the dreaded fourth place in Tokyo, where she finished in Rio in both the 100 and 200. She goes in lane 7. Mujinga Kambunji had a fine Olympics in Tokyo, made the final in both the 1 and the 200. Ran 10:95 in the heats. And in lane 9, the youngster from Jamaica, 19 years old, Brianna Williams, double world junior champion at just 16 years old, the future, you feel, of Jamaican sprinting. So Daniels in 1, Oliver 2, Jackson, the bronze medalist from Tokyo, from Jamaica, in 3, Fraser Price, Jamaica, in 4, Richardson, USA, goes in 5, the blonde hair, Thompson Hira in 6, Jamaica, the defending champion from Tokyo, Tarlou 7, Kambunji 8, Williams in lane 9, left of picture. Women's 100 meters. Starter is not ready. And Tim, just a thought, the quality that has been put together just 2 weeks after the Olympic Games is real. It's the Olympic final perhaps that we could have had, with all due respect to Dina Asher-Smith, who's not here in the 100, but with the inclusion of Richardson, this is perhaps Olympic final quality.
Well, exactly right, and there is real significance too, of course, with Sha'Carri Richardson having been denied that opportunity to compete on the Olympic stage. All the more determined here. She was the sensation of the first half of the summer in the sprints, Chris, and I think a lot of people were a little disappointed when she travelled across the UK early summer and in the cold and wind and rain of Gateshead in the northeast of England was well beaten by Dina Asher-Smith. But this is more like home turf for Richardson in lane 5.
So a reminder, Fraser Price in 4, Richardson in 5, Thompson Hira, the double Olympic champion, in lane 6. Women's 100 metres. Away first time, this time, and Thompson Hira into her running, fourth from left. Thompson Hira also going very well. Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price, Richardson's nowhere. What a performance there. It's the fastest in the world this year. 10:54, the winning time. Thompson Hira continues her form from Tokyo. What a statement. Understated celebration. Goodness me. It's the second fastest time in history. Only Flojo has gone quicker, and she's beaten her own time from Tokyo, 10:61, and now she's just seeing it. A scarcely believable 10:54, and I'm afraid Sha'Carri Richardson left in the blocks. Fraser Price 10:73 in second, Jackson 10:76. It's the podium from Tokyo once again, and once again it's Thompson Hira who is quite simply a class apart.
And a Jamaican 1-2-3, Chris, and the challenge of Sha'Carri Richardson evaporated well before halfway in this one. But look at Thompson Hira responding to that fast start from Fraser Price, who probably gave her the impetus to push through that second half and win by 2 meters and going away. And for many people, Chris, that will be considered the unofficial world record. The whole industry, the whole sport knows there are huge question marks around that world record of Flojo from the 1988 trials, or was it 84 trials, 10.49. Everybody knows that that is a time that is squinted at by the statisticians of the sport, but Thompson Hira is the real deal. Boy, how fast was she going through that second half to pull away from that?
The women's 100 meters, across generations and stages, continues to reveal one of the most fascinating dynamics in athletics: the intersection between rising talent and established greatness. From the CARIFTA Games to the Diamond League, the same distance tells two very different, yet deeply connected stories. One is about arrival, the other is about legacy. At CARIFTA 50, the under-20 final became a showcase of emerging dominance, led by Jamaica's Alana Reid. Entering the race, Reid was already carrying the momentum of a breakthrough season. highlighted by her 10.92 performance at the Jamaican Boys and Girls Championships. That time alone positioned her not just as a junior standout, but as a sprinter knocking on the door of elite senior competition. From the moment she stepped into the blocks, there was a sense of control. While competitors like Alexis James and center Frederick brought their own strengths, James with her composure and Frederick with her finishing power, Reid's race execution separated her immediately. Her start was sharp, but more importantly, her acceleration phase was decisive. By 30 meters, she had already created a visible gap. By 60 meters, the outcome was no longer in doubt. What made Reid's performance particularly striking was not just the margin of victory, but the efficiency. There was no visible strain, no breakdown in form. It was a race run with the calm authority of an athlete operating above her field. At the junior level, that kind of dominance often signals something bigger, not just a win, but the beginning of a transition toward global relevance. That future, however, is defined by the level seen just weeks earlier in Eugene. At the Diamond League meeting, Elaine Thompson-Herah delivered one of the greatest sprint performances in history, stopping the clock at 10.54 seconds. Unlike Reid's race, where control led to separation, this was a race defined by extreme pressure, world-class opposition, and the demand for absolute precision. The field itself was stacked with elite names: Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, Shericka Jackson, Sha'Carri Richardson, Marie-Josée Tallou, and others, each capable of winning on their day. But from the gun, Thompson-Herah executed a near-perfect race. Her start was clean, her drive phase powerful, and her transition seamless. By the midpoint, she had already begun to edge ahead of athletes who themselves represent the highest level of the sport. What separates a performance like 10.54 from even elite sprinting is not just speed, but the absence of weakness. There are no inefficient steps, no moments of hesitation. Every phase, reaction, acceleration, maximum velocity, and maintenance aligns perfectly. Against a field of Olympic medalists, Thompson-Herah didn't just win, she dominated. Comparing these two races reveals more than just a difference in times or experience. It highlights the pathway of sprinting excellence. Reid represents the early stage of that journey: explosive talent, growing confidence, and the ability to dominate within her category. Thompson-Herah represents the final form: refined execution under pressure, consistency at the highest level, and performances that redefine historical limits. Yet, the connection between them is unmistakable. Jamaica's sprinting system continues to produce athletes who move seamlessly from junior dominance to senior supremacy. Reid's 10.92 at such a young age places her on a trajectory that mirrors the early careers of athletes like Fraser-Pryce and Thompson-Herah themselves. The key question is not whether Reid can win at the junior level. She already has. The question is whether she can translate that efficiency and composure into the environment where races are decided by hundredths of a second against the fastest women in history. Because at the highest level, dominance looks different. It's no longer about pulling away early. It's about surviving perfection. And that is the standard set by Elaine Thompson-Herah. In these two races, we are not just seeing separate performances. We are witnessing the continuum of sprinting, from the rise of a future star to the peak of an all-time great.